Would you like your Amazon FBA business to be profitable and cash flow positive from day one? Or better yet, how about being profitable even before starting your Amazon FBA business? That would be pretty sweet, right? Well, that's what I'm going to be discussing in this video. Hit a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to get new tips every week. So let's talk about niches. So there's a saying that riches are in the niches. So let's actually look into this a bit. So topic really is that going deep in a niche and how to really leverage these digital products for an Amazon FBA business. So this really applies whether you are just starting out or you already have an established Amazon FBA business, that established brand. This will pretty much apply to both kind of scenarios. So when we are selling on Amazon, when we are selling physical products, we always have this kind of issue, especially if we are bootstrapping. So we do not have access, or we are not using any external funds, we are not using any loans or anything like this. So that means that typically there is a problem, when you experience this exponential growth, going from 50K to 100K to 500K per month in sales, then typically, you're going to be investing large sums in inventory. And typically the thing is that you need to pay for that inventory before being able to make sales. So you need to buy those products before. So that means that basically this exponential growth on Amazon requires these significant cash reserves, and it might end up in a challenging situation that sometimes. So you definitely need to keep a hold of tight hold on cash flow. And so many is saying this. Probably sometimes all of us are saying that. The business is basically eating all of these cash reserves. So it's just growing so quickly that we just need to keep buying more and more inventory, so we don't have this possibility of investing, or basically we are tight on cash, especially during these times of extreme or exponential growth. And this applies especially if we are not applying any kind of profit first system, meaning that we allocate certain funds on certain accounts. But the question is that, I'm sure, there's a different way, right? So would you actually like to be cash flow positive from day one on Amazon? Meaning that you invest in inventory, but you would actually immediately become this cash flow positive, or even better, would you like to be cash flow positive even before starting to sell on Amazon? That sounds a whole lot better, right? So, and in the process, create this budget plus an asset for your business. So if you're building a brand that sells physical products, why not also build a brand that sells digital products? So a brand that does both makes a bigger impact. So digital products, okay, what is a digital product? Well, first of all, it has a really quick turnaround, meaning that you can create it immediately and you can deliver it immediately, and you can pretty much get feedback immediately as well. So it really has this quick turnaround from an idea to actually experience or feedback with the customer. Then high profitability. In many cases, it's pretty much 100%. So 100% of the price is pretty much profit. Then digital is infinitely scalable. So it doesn't matter if it's just one product or 1,000 or 1,000,000 products. It can be scaled to the roof. And especially if you do it this way, then it is low risk when you sell before you create. Meaning that we are not starting to create these products and then figuring out a way how to sell these. No, instead, let's just first start selling it, And then we will start creating after getting feedback from real paying customers. So would you actually know would you like to know how to do this for free, meaning that no cost, no investment cost? So yeah, what is digital products? What do we mean with digital products? So digital products can be different kind of guides, videos, service, tools, like spreadsheet, documents, Excel files or whatever, PDFs, online courses, coaching programs. So it's some way of solving the customer's problem to get the desired end result. So our customer has a problem. So our customer has some kind of desired end result. I mean, this applies to even if you are just selling like a drill. I mean, nobody buys a drill. A customer doesn't buy a drill. We are not buying a drill just for the sake of having a drill. No, typically we want to have some kind of end result. So we want to have ourselves on the wall, or we want to like do some drilling to get some holes where we can actually put something. So we have a problem, then this tool, the drill, is just a way for us to create the solution, create the end result that we want to have. For example, having like decorations and so on. So the pricing rules for different kinds of products typically are, I mean, especially when talking about digital and talking about different kind of services and so on. So, I mean, the end result must be worth the price. Number two is that higher price requires support. So it's a completely different thing if we are just buying a PDF or if we are actually buying a full-on, like hands-on program. So that's a completely different thing. So if we are paying more, we expect more support as well. And number three, teachings based on real world results, meaning domain knowledge. So if you are selling something digital, if you are selling like something to our customers, or if we are promising them some kind of result, then I mean, that our teachings really has to be based on some kind of results, something that we know or something that we have experience on achieving ourselves. And typically, okay, if the price is just $100 or less, then it can be different kind of PDFs, brochures, guides. If it's like less than $1,000, then typically there's different kind of like video material. And then if it's like more than 5,000, I mean, there has to be some kind of personal, some kind of support as well. So let's say that it's some kind of fitness program. So if I'm paying like thousands of bucks for it, then I'm expecting to get something more than just videos. I'm expecting to get support from the program in order to achieve what the actually program is promising me to have. So if it's a workout program, then okay, fine. Then what kind of like workout programs work for me? What about my diet? What should I be eating, and what kind of like weightlifting I should do, and so on, and cardio. And the thing is, like, as the price goes up, so does the quality of the customer. I'm sure, especially like selling on Amazon, like we all have experienced cheapskates. Like these kind of customers who buy like $20, who pay $20 for like product, and then there's some issue that they don't like it, and we refund them, and we maybe even send another unit and so on, but they are still not happy. They're still complaining about something. But that doesn't really happen when we are selling like more higher tier, higher priced items. And it's possible to find these like high ticket, and with high ticket. Siri. Just a sec. So it's possible to find this. It's possible to find high ticket customers in any niche. So high ticket means basically like 5,000 and above. And if this is true, especially in the US, it's not only the US, but I mean, in actually most of the countries, but definitely in the US, you can find it pretty much any niche, just because the market itself is so big. So then let's talk about these customer types. So, okay, we don't want to have cheapskates. We don't want to have people who just complain about every single thing. So what do we want to have? So we want to have someone who wants to go from point A to point B as quickly as possible. Someone who values time over money. We want to have someone who doesn't have time or will to study on their own. So they want to have some kind of help. So we want to have a customer who doesn't want to reinvent the wheel. So they are willing to pay for a shortcut to have this success path. That is the customer type that we want to have. And I can say from like personal experience, like typically I'm this type of like person. Like I don't want to time is the most valuable thing we have. So I don't want to waste my time. So every time I'm definitely willing to pay for a shortcut, pay to have a success path, and really pay in order to get to my desired destination as quickly as possible. And okay, when we are selling something digital to our customers, we basically are pricing according to the client results. Like we already talked about, the price must be worth. The end result must be worth the price. And the same thing, like the price is according to difficulty. If it's really easy to go to the destination, then the price cannot really be that high, right? So the price is also according to difficulty. So let's take some examples here. So if we are selling on this fishing niche, so maybe on Amazon we are selling this fishing lure, and just consider it like if we are just only selling this fishing lure, then we are basically selling it for like $16 here. So what if we instead actually add this whole digital element to the brand, meaning that we are selling these different kinds of fishing coaching and services, meaning that, take a look at here, it has this like live bait mastery course, and then educational material like how to catch bait like the pros. Then this basically builds a whole new different level to our brand, and also the pricing that we can have. Or let's talk about survivalism. So that's definitely a big thing in the US. So if we just sell this survival kit here, so we are going to be selling it for like $25. So one product, if we sell one product, then that means revenue of like $25. But what if instead we add this tiny digital element to it? So we add this kind of like online course of essential wilderness survival skills. So we can see here that we just give some video lessons and some PDFs like booklets and so on. So okay, then we basically already 10x the price. So we are selling it for $300 instead of like $25 only. And this is a really notorious brand, this Survival Life. They have been kind of like poster boy on the digital marketing area. So they are selling both physical and digital products, and they have so many different funnels how they do this. So this is definitely a good example how to combine this and how to build a brand that does both of these. Then, okay, dog training needs or dog or pets in general. So instead of just selling this dog leash, which cost $18 here, then if we add an element of this online puppy training, then immediately we are able to basically yeah, like charge more. Same thing with babies, or here's like sports. So this is basically a weight loss program. And this is an interesting example because they, this case, I mean, they did it the other way around. So Ladyboss started as this digital, like kind of like coaching program, but now it has evolved into this physical product aspect as well. So they are also selling on Amazon. So they are selling different kind of supplements and different kind of stuff related with the brand. And this is actually a funny example because it started from the ClickFunnels community. So it's just I mean, what is it, like maybe less than 5 years old, but they have already been selling on like tens of millions, and they received their like ClickFunnels award at the same time as I received mine in 2020. So this is definitely an interesting example how they have combined these physical and digital products. And if you think about that, that someone might say that, come on, like online coaching or online courses, I mean, come on, isn't that a really small thing, or isn't that like small niche thing? But then you don't understand. If you think like that, then you are definitely missing on the bigger picture, because this is an industry that is really exploding. It's a 107 billion industry that nobody's really talking about. And the forecast is that it's going to be like, by 2025, it's going to be like 1 billion per day, meaning it's like over 300 billion industry. So the key question when thinking about these digital products is how to be used. Well, I mean, it's not really only about being digital, because I mean, often if you have watched our videos, we are many times talking on, for example, about Amazon product listings. So how can we teach people? How can we give value to people on the images? Like, how can we educate people with our Amazon product listing? So the key question is always like, how can we be useful? How can we give value to customers? But yeah, so let's talk a bit about how to do this. So we have decided that, all right, cool. So I know my niche. I know it like inside and out. So I know what like people want, because I'm a like customer as well. So how to fail this is that basically just create some random ebook first, then price it really low, thinking that, I mean, people are going to buy it if the price is low, right? And then step 3 is try to sell it to anyone, anywhere. And then step number 4 is quit because nobody's buying. And we can see is that, I mean, first of all, I mean, we shouldn't assume that we know what people want. I mean, even if we are the ideal customer and so on, I mean, still, we cannot really know before we have experience with other people besides ourselves. So, I mean, sure, maybe we are the ideal customer, but is every customer really thinking the same way as we do? Maybe not. And even if they do, we should still do it like in a low risk manner, meaning that we take our product to the market and see what's the reaction. And this is really interesting scientific study. So they were basically studying pricing and like the perception of different prices. So the outcome is that, I mean, consumers rely on price to determine the quality of products. So if we are just making this low price PDF, then what do you think? I mean, what kind of impression does it give? If we are selling a PDF for $20, $10, $1, what is the value of that? Maybe we spend like hundreds of hours and writing really the best material on this book, But if we price it at $1, then what is the value of that? Typically, it's people assume that, okay, if the price is $1, then it must be low quality. That's just what the way like the human mind works. So how to succeed instead? First of all, I mean, we need to understand the audience. So best way to start is in a niche that's our own passion. So it's something that we are really interested about, and it's something that gives, it is something that we also want to do. Then we build the audience. So we understand the audience because it's our own passion, it's our own niche. Then, okay, let's start finding these customers. Let's start building an audience. Then number 3 is deliver what the audience want. So the end result. So this means that we are not going to be creating a product first and then trying to sell it. No, I mean, we're going to be getting the audience first and then going to be customizing it based on their needs so that it's really low risk. And then step number 4 is like you really price it high enough, but in such a manner that it's worth the end result. Okay, so how to do this organically, meaning that not paying for it? Well, I mean, one way to do it is join these different niche-related Facebook groups, then post useful content there, different kind of value. So because, I mean, if it's something that we know inside and out, so we are the expert on this area, then, I mean, we can just provide like valuable tips or regarding this topic on these different Facebook groups. For example, let's say that is survivalism. So we would join these survivalist Facebook groups and then start like posting different kinds of tips and start like engaging with the audience there. Then just reach out to these people, for example, with Facebook Messenger. I mean, the people who are engaging with our content, the people who like our ideas and content, and then invite them to your own Facebook group. And then basically nurture, meaning that you provide some kind of value and you also provide, I mean, show your expertise on this topic. And then, for example, offer them a coaching program tailored to their needs. Then this can be amplified with Facebook ads, meaning that we have ad that is directly taking the person to this Facebook group. So this way we are getting like constant stream of new leads every single day. So, I mean, if you do this like every day and every day you get like tens of people, then quite quickly we will have this like niche focused Facebook group, then audience that is interested in our digital and physical product brand. So maybe at this point, we don't even have any kind of physical products, and maybe we don't even have any digital products yet, but at least we're like developing this. And I would say that as soon as we have even audience of 1 person, we should already try to like offer them something, because that gives us like valuable experience that, okay, I mean, so they are not, this person is not interested in my survivalism product, but what's the problem here? I mean, because I was thinking that this would be a great product for any kind of survivalist. And this really has like one of my best advice in how to become a survivalist. So, I mean, what's the matter here? Like, why isn't this person interested? So is there something wrong with me or with the offer or something else? Or is this just the wrong kind of person? Like maybe this person is really not interested in survivalism. So when we get this feedback, then we will be like immediately able to like pivot and customize and really figure out that, okay, this is actually not a good enough offer. So I need to go back to the drawing board and make some tweaks there, and then offer it again to the same person or other people, and then get the feedback from real living people. So when we get this like constant like live interaction with people, then I mean that's really the best way how to get like market feedback. So it's people who are willing to pay for these products. And then additionally, I mean, we have the ability to cross-sell, because let's say that we are selling on Amazon and we are selling certain amount of units per day, like every single day. And let's think that, hey, let's add this kind of like product insert, like promotion about our digital product inside the packaging. So once person gets our physical product on their hands, they open the packaging, and immediately there's an ad about, or like like an ad flyer about our digital product. Then I mean that's basically like free marketing. And if we are sending 100 units per day, then we are like sending out hundreds of ads every single day for free. And same thing, like the people who are let's say buying our survivalism like digital products, then we will sell them our like physical products on Amazon. Like, hey, I mean, you can buy my like survivalism kit from Amazon, and in order to do this and that and so on. So once we have this group, then we are able to market for free and develop personal relationship with the customer. And even better is that we get this real interaction with customers, so we can continue like developing the products. So we get this community that we can use to launch our products. So this is definitely a big asset for our physical product brands that are selling on Amazon. So I mean, step by step, the process is pretty much, I mean, there's like in prioritized order. Like number one thing is get the customer. Let's not create anything before we have the customer, because if you don't have the customer, if you spend a lot of effort on this and you're not able to sell it, then that was just complete waste of time. Like, let's say I know I'm a survivalist, but I mean, maybe other people are not thinking the same way as me. So I just need to reflect and consider like, okay, what's wrong with my product? People don't want it. So instead, I will get the customer first, I mean, get the audience first, and then customize my offer to meet their needs. And number three is then, I mean, then last point is definitely this is definitely the last one, meaning that you deliver on whatever the offer promises. So three steps, but this is really crucial that it is in this order, because otherwise there's a chance that we are wasting our time. So customer first, then customize the offer, then deliver. And when we in actually delivery, we only provide what is required to get to the destination. So our offer is promising them to get from point A to point B. So we only want to provide what is required in order to do that. So that means that we don't need to provide like millions and millions of like hours of videos or something, or if they don't need that, if that's actually overwhelming for them, we shouldn't even provide that. And less is more. People, I mean, nobody cares about, I mean, nobody really wants to buy PDFs or online courses or even physical products. I mean, they basically want the end result. As I mentioned, like, I'm not buying a drill just for the sake of it. I want to get some end result. That's what I care about as a customer. Yes, so I mean, my team has been experimenting with this this year, so it's been really, really cool. And one of our VA was actually interested in niche related with one of our brands. So she just started basically, I mean, she built organically this Facebook group, and then started selling this like a 5K coaching program to them. It is possible to do this, and it's basically possible to get the first paying clients within a week. If this is really like your expertise, if this is something that you have passion for. So make a bigger impact with a brand of physical and digital products. And then by doing it this way, they don't need to deal with cash flow issues anymore. So bigger impact, that's pretty much the thing here. So has anyone sold any kind of digital products yet? Maybe some PDFs or some kind of guides. I think already in the beginning, like when we were selling some stuff with like travel category, I mean, then we just started selling this guide related with the brand, and it was actually interesting that already like that time we got some like it gave like really interesting. We got some interesting feedback from people and so on, but I mean at that time we didn't really know, we didn't really understood the benefit on that. But I mean, if we would have, and eventually I mean we discontinued the whole brand. But if we had, I mean, known this, if we had actually gone really deep in this niche, then I mean it would definitely been a big game changer for us at that time. So what do you think? Hit a thumbs up if you like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like me to teach you this, then join my free Facebook group so my team can reach out. Talk to you soon.